Today in this video, I want to discuss how the spiritual identity of the whore of Babylon, as described in the book of Revelation, the feminine identity of the whore of Babylon, how she has made claim to the cross of Yeshua, Son of God, how she has claimed the cross for herself, and she's not actually giving or discovering this cross for humanity, but how she has claimed the cross of Yeshua, Son of God, for herself, for her own benefit, for her own fame, and to make a temple for herself, holding the cross like she has anything to do with the cross at all. But the identity of the whore of Babylon can be found in this woman called Helen, or Saint Helen, the mother of the pagan sun worshipping Constantine. She herself is a pagan, and her son Constantine, that is known to legalize Christianity, they're all pagans. This woman, whore of Babylon, Saint Helena, has taken claim to the cross of Yeshua, Son of God, for her own fame and for her own benefit, and to be worshipped and to be praised and worshipped that she found the cross, because these demons, like the beast system, the Antichrist, Satan, or Babylon, they all live in a fantasy world. A fantasy world where they want to be worshipped like God. They want to be associated with the children of God. They want to be associated with our Father in heaven. They want to be associated with the Son of God, though they have nothing to do with us and our system, because we are totally opposite to who they are. We are the system of the Son of God, and the children of God are the people of the living. We are called the living. And this Helena person that's holding the cross, they're called the people of the dead. The beast system, Satan, Antichrist, or Babylon, they are called people of the dead. We are of the living. So they have nothing to do with us in that context, but still, they come in to claim our system. They come in to claim our ways, and they want praise for the work that we have done. The dead want praise for the work of the living. So they live on us. They are parasites. You can see how she's holding on to this cross, the whore of Babylon. They are parasites. She's clinging to the cross. She wants the cross fame. She wants what Christ did, but she herself is a whore and cannot inherit the kingdom, because they are anti-God and anti-life and anti-Yeshua and anti-children of God, that they spend their entire life and every moment of their life, every second of their life, prosecuting the people of God, waging great wars against us throughout time. The only thing that they can think of is, how can we kill off the people of God? How can we completely annihilate the people of God and establish our kingdom in the house of God, which is this earth? So that's their only thought 24/7, is that how can we annihilate the people of God, and how can we take claim of everything that they are? This is what the beast system is about, parasiting on the system of our Father in heaven, parasiting on the spiritual, parasiting on the living, the dead parasites on the living. So we are like the host, and they are the parasite. We are the host body, they are the parasite. And this is a depiction of that. You can see how she's parasiting the cross and pretending to find the cross and putting herself before the cross. So this place is a physical place that actually exists. And a lot of people go there to visit, and people believe in the story, that this is an authentic story, that this woman called Helena actually was a good person and actually discovered the cross. Anything with discovery, it's all lies and it's all BS, because all of these identities, that this person is a Roman and it's not a Jew, it's a Roman, it's a pagan person. So anything to do with pagan, like these Romans that are parasiting on the Jews, that are parasiting on the spiritual, they have their identity in the firmament. So they can actually see the earth through and through, throughout history, even before the creation of the earth, they have been alive. The pagans are actually part of the firmament, and they do the will of Satan, they do the will of whore of Babylon. And you will see them throughout history. You will see that coupling, like Constantine and Helen, they have coupled into legalizing Christianity and finding the cross, and did their storyline and drama based on that. So you will find that. You'll see the Antichrist and the whore of Babylon, their story play out. You'll also see Satan and the whore of Babylon, their story play out as well. So you will see that male and female coupling throughout history. And whenever you see that, you have to understand it's the whore of Babylon and the Antichrist, or the whore of Babylon and Satan. You have to understand that, because that's how they are playing these war games with us, using these pagan identities. They are playing this war game against the spiritual, and they are parasiting on us, taking our work and putting themselves as a figurehead of our work, like how the Roman Christians has completely taken over Hebrewism or Judaism or the Son of God's work or our Father in Heaven's work. Or Christianity is actually not even Christian. It comes from the Jews and how they have made themselves the figurehead of that system. So they are parasiting on the Jews. They're parasiting on the spiritual. And that's what they do, because they don't have their own system. They don't have their own authentic system. They are of the demonic race. They are satanic. They are straight demonic. So they don't have their own system. So they have to rely and parasite on something that is authentic, that will give them an authentic presence in this world, because no one's going to worship that pagan thing. They need like a god system for the pagans to legitimize their position in this world, to be worshipped, to be believed, to be worshipped for real, to be believed for real. And that's what Christianity is. The pagans parasited on the Jews, turned Judaism, Hebrewism into Christianity, and authenticated themselves, and were really worshipped, and people really believed that they were authentic. So like the Christians don't have the history, like the white Westerner Christian that celebrates Christmas, they don't have the history of their religion. Their religion is actually a borrowed religion. It's not an authentic religion to Christians. So it's a borrowed religion from another country, and the way they took over the religion is very evil. So the Christianity in its core is evil, because the way they took over the Jews and how they took their religion and claimed total ownership of their religion and westernized it and Hellenized it. So Hellenized means that when something gets converted, like say an ancient traditional culture gets converted into Greek, that is like the term used for Hellenization. So they Hellenized Judaism into Christianity. And you will see that Hellenization process even now with the whitewashing of the entire world, turning us into Westerners, turning everyone into Westerners through shaming and naming that if we are not Westerners, we are primitive and lower. So if we are Westerner, we are modern and cool. So that Hellenization is still existing, but because the Greeks are no longer the Greeks have actually converted into the Western system, the English speaking, whereas previously they were Greeks. The beast system were ruling through the Greeks. Now the beast system is ruling through the Western world, is ruling through the English speaking nations. Like the Greek recently went totally bankrupt. The whole country went bankrupt because the beast system of the firmament are no longer favoring the Greeks. They're favoring the Western world. So everything has been westernized. So back in the day, they were Hellenizing, turning everything into Greek, everyone into Greek. But now they're turning everyone into a Westerner. So it's been whitewashed in a different way. But the system and the base psychology is the same, is to override a system. It's whether you're Hellenizing or whether you're whitewashing, westernizing, it's the same system. So with this is a legitimate place and this structure you can go and visit. And many people visits this temple. And I was watching this video on the journey of Christ and looking at all the holy sites of Christ. And I was just watching some of the videos and I saw this and I was like, hang on, that looks very strange. And I wanted to do some research on this. And I was like, what's going on with this? That looks really crazy. That just does not fit together. That just looks really alien and strange and try-hardy and just looks crazy. Like this woman clinging onto this cross. It's like, what's going on there? And then I went and did a little bit of research and I was like, oh, okay. My doubts were confirmed. If you go in, a lot of people go in and visit this place. So this whole place that they have all these structures is the real place where Jesus Christ, Son of God, Yeshua, was crucified. So it's, and where he was buried and where he ascended. So it's all around this place, and they have built a massive structure around that. But the way it was built is evil. So the way it was built and the way they have done all this and established all this is not for the Son of God. They did not do all this. They did not build all this for the Son of God. They did not do it for the work of the Son of God, for what he did, what he died for, what he resurrected for, why he came to this earth, why he was born, why he became a human being, why he was crucified, why he went through the persecutions. It is not done for that. So all of this system, all of these buildings and all of this thing that they have done with this place, it is not for Yeshua, Son of God's work. It is for their own benefit, and it is to establish their own Roman Christianity and fake pretend to like Jesus and fake pretend to find this cross. So it is all for them to completely take over, to completely parasite Judaism, to completely take over, override it like a disease and infected. And that's what this is. This is all diseased. It's not what Yeshua, Son of God, died for. That's not what they stand for. This is an image of Satan. This is the image of the whore of Babylon, the image of Antichrist. So this whole thing here is built under the image of the beast system. So it's a diseased thing. So all of this is diseased. So they did not establish this place to honor the actual work of Christ, because they don't even know what Christ did, because they are of the dead and we are of the living. Christ overcame death. Literally, he overcame death with his resurrection. So they are of the dead. So whatever they are doing is they are doing it for themselves, for their own name and fame, and to establish their own religious system, to establish their own version of what Christ did, or to parasite on what Yeshua, Son of God, did for the world. So that's what's going on here. So that's what I wanted to address. So they do not stand for what Yeshua, Son of God, actually did, but they stand for how they want to overtake and parasite over the work of the Son of God. And that's what I wanted to mainly address, but I will back this up with my other researches, and I'll show you how you will see this parasiting. This parasiting is very consistent, how you will see that. So if you go online and do a quick research, you will see a lot of like the legend of the true cross, the story of Saint Helena's pilgrim to the Holy Land and finding the cross, or Empress Helena discovers the cross. So there is a lot of that Hollywood type romanticizing of spirituality, turning it into a fairy tale fantasy and being totally deluded as a princess. Oh, look, I'm in my carriage going to find the cross that I never have to find. I know where it is and what it is. Because they see everything from the firmament, and they meticulously plan all this kind of takeover from the firmament, and they play games with humanity. And all of these people are controlled opposition, or they are deluded, or they don't believe, or they believe that these things are authentic, and they just put themselves as like saints, and they make an image and holding a cross. It's like, oh, I found the cross. But that's just the whore of Babylon. Whore of Babylon is obsessed with Jesus Christ. And she's obsessed with all the people that hold the testimony of Christ. So she's just obsessed with the Son of God, or the idea of him, or anything to do with him. She's obsessed. So like Saint Helena found the true cross. So, and they give themselves images of saints. So they just make these artwork, and they call themselves saints. And like she's on her mission there with a paper and a cross. Like, so look at that purple. That's like Whore of Babylon's color. So they do this, and they give themselves saint titles and Saint Helena, and I think there's a Saint Helena Day that they celebrate. So this is all fake. You cannot believe this. This is the Whore of Babylon. This is the fantasy they live by, and the deception, and how they want to legitimize their position on earth and parasite on the spiritual. That's what's going on. That's the true story of the cross, and this is whatever is floating on this mainstream. That's the false story. So over here you will see all of that. First Pilgrim to the Holy Land, full movie. So this is all fake. And you'll see artwork like this. It's like, oh, I found the cross. I'm Saint Helena. Make a day in my name. So how they're parasiting and just obsessing over the cross. And she's just like standing on the cross. So this is what's going on with that Saint Helena Whore of Babylon character. They make all these cartoons, and basically they create their own system on this earth. So these are all pagan things. They are nothing to do with our Father in heaven, nothing to do with the Son of God, nothing to do with their spiritual works on the earth. These are all idol worship, pagan stuff that they are doing, that they're teaching humanity to follow these things. But these are all, this character is the Whore of Babylon. Constantine could be Antichrist or Satan. So when their story unfolds, we can identify whether like Constantine is Antichrist or Satan. You have to see the energy behind who these characters are, and not take them as like independent characters, because all of these types of characters, especially when it comes to do with the cross itself, the cross of Yeshua, Son of God itself. It is the cross where the Son of God was crucified. So they are going to take total claim of that cross as a spiritual relic, and they are going to associate themselves with that cross. And that's the psychology you have to understand of the beast system. They want to be associated with the spiritual, and they want to parasite on the spiritual.